We easily say, I believe. But the Bible's word for faith in Greek is pistis, and it's much closer to trust than to intellectual certainty. Welcome to the Sebcast, home of the #1 network for your life. Here we turn our beloved stories on their heads, look at what history might have overlooked, and discover together how Jesus invites us into a greater story where we live, work, and play. Abraham hears in Genesis 12, "Go from your country without a map, sat-nav, or a 5-year plan." Hebrews 11:8 says he went, not knowing where he was going. That is faith, movement in response to God's voice, not based on completed information. James 2 reminds us that faith without deeds is dead, not because God needs deeds, but because true faith always becomes visible. Faith is like a muscle, it only lives if it is used. Think of Peter stepping out of the boat, Matthew 14. The water is not safe, the wind is not calm, but Jesus says, "Come." Faith is that first foot going over the edge of the boat. In the #1 network for your life, we don't just want people who know beautiful faith words, but people who believe with their feet. People are willing to give, serve, forgive, start, and change because they trust God. Faith is when a teenager says, "I don't understand everything, but I choose to follow Jesus." When a family says, "We align our calendar and our money according to God's kingdom." When someone in pain says, "Lord, I don't understand, but I hold on to you." Romans 1:17 says, "The righteous will live by faith." Note, not by certainty, but by faith. This is the invitation of this network. Come live with us in this rhythm of trust. Not perfect, but step by step, hand in hand with a God who remains faithful even when we falter. Until tomorrow, take care.